He said he would pardon the insurrectionists. He listened to their album from prison because I guess it was a thing. So I think that, but the point I would say here is that I actually agree with Governor Gavin Newsom and David Axelrod. These are Democrats, leading Democrats, that say this would really cause a division that's almost insurmountable. And as someone that believes January 6th was that bad, wait one second.
So what are you saying?
Wait, just 1 second. I don't think the Supreme Court's going to hold this. I think they're going to overturn it, and it won't just be the originalists. I bet it's a 9-0 vote. I actually don't think they will hold this.
So you think they should leave it to the voters or not?
I think they should leave it to the voters, but I think the division this will cause, because what will happen is that martyrdom will be one step more. We have a nation that doesn't believe in democracy, doesn't believe in the voting. Everyone that loses says it was rigged and failed. I think this will create a visual to people that this was a rigged election by doing it. I do.
I think that the law will stand, and people should follow the law.
If that is the law, and the Supreme Court
if you're not going to follow an amendment, then why don't we have Taylor Swift run for president?
I don't think it's as clear.
Oh no, the ultra-illiterate Joy Behar is having a meltdown as she realizes that voters, not leftist dictatorial judges, but voters are going to determine who is and who is not president in 2024. And her panic reveals that she knows who they're going to overwhelmingly pick. Hey, gang, it's me, Dr. Steve. The happiest of New Year's to you all. 2024 promises to be absolutely epic, and I'll be your pager professor here to help you to think better so you can feel better all the way throughout the year. So make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. Also, as many of you know, the Grinches at Google completely demonetized our channel, so make sure to show some love to our sponsor, and that's Ross Givens and the Patriots over at Traders Agency. Gang, have you seen the latest report on politicians trading in 2023? They beat the market every single year. Some politicians have hit over 200% in investment returns. I wonder how they do that. Well, guess what? That's exactly what you're going to find out. Click on that link below and let Ross show you how you can stick it to the establishment by using their own corruption against them. Thanks to a little-known SEC database, guess what? We can have access to the very same trading secrets that these politicians are privy to. We get to see what stocks corporate CEOs are buying up in real time, and then we get to piggyback on their trades to gain the same advantage for ourselves that Pelosi and the crooks in D.C. have. My friend Ross Givens has been tracking insider trading for years, and his recommendations have led to investment returns of over 200%. Some have hit as high as nearly 1,500%, and now it's your turn. Click on that link below right now and learn how you too can learn to trade like Pelosi. Click on that link and learn how to gain an insider advantage for yourself today. 2024 has officially begun, and already we're seeing President Trump take the lead. The first poll of the year comes from USA Today's Suffolk University, which has Trump beating Biden by a point. But again, keep in mind, Trump never even came close to tying Biden in the polling from 2020, let alone beating him. If you have RFK Jr. and others in the race, Trump's lead expands to 3. But what's really impressive here is when you look at the crosstabs. Trump is now leading, according to USA Today Suffolk, he's now leading Biden with 2 of the Democrats' most important constituencies, young voters, the under 30 vote, and Latinos. Trump is beating Biden by 3 among younger voters and 5 among Hispanics. So what that means is that 2024 is starting off with the very same trends that we've been tracking now with the last few months. Biden is hemorrhaging voters from his very own Democrat constituencies. He's losing blacks. He's losing women. He's losing the working class, both white and non-white. He's losing young people, and he's losing Hispanics. So it's no coincidence that we're getting reports from the Epoch Times that the Trump campaign is planning out a major expansion of the 2024 electoral map. In other words, precisely because Biden is hemorrhaging so much support within his own base, states that would otherwise never have been considered in play are now being very much viably contested. Trump alluded to this a few weeks back when he announced that he had polling data that showed that New Jersey, of all places, deep blue New Jersey, is within striking range. He thinks he can flip Jersey red, which of course would mean something akin to a 1988 landslide when Bush Sr. won 40 states. That is the electoral map that the Trump campaign is working with. Speaking to Breitbart, Trump revealed that his campaign is making what he called a, quote, heavy play for deep blue states like New Jersey, New York, Virginia, New Mexico, and Minnesota, which Minnesota, of course, will forever have the stain of being the only state that voted for Walter Mondale in '84. Minnesota is a notoriously hard state for Republicans to win, but it has been trending red of late. So what the Trump campaign is planning to do is hold big, and I'm talking huge rallies in these blue states. And the latest is that Trump is talking about holding a massive rally at Madison Square Garden, right in the heart of the beast, as it were. A new Siena College poll has Trump closing in on Biden within 10 points in New York, which, considering that Biden won New York by more than twice that in 2020, shows Trump's momentum is real, and it's even manifesting itself in liberal strongholds. And again, we've been seeing this of late, particularly in New York. We've seen, ironically, during a rather disappointing off-year election, it was actually New York that experienced literally a red wave. There were a number of GOP flips that have left the Democrats absolutely shell-shocked from back in November. The Republicans officially took over Long Island. Ed Romaine won the coveted Suffolk County executive race in a landslide. It wasn't even close. He flipped the county executive seat from blue to red. And as a result, the GOP now occupies all the countywide seats in Nassau County and Suffolk County, both county executive seats, the DA seat, the district attorney, and the comptroller's office, as well as 4 congressional seats. And that off-year election was a bit of a repeat of what happened in 2022 midterms, when every single seat from Long Island officially went Republican. The GOP swept the Long Island elections. They flipped their 2 blue seats red. And Lee Zeldin, as the Republican gubernatorial candidate, he did better than any Republican gubernatorial candidate in decades, since George Pataki, who ended up becoming a presidential contender. So, ironically, the Democrats had their own state of New York to blame, largely, for the Republicans retaking control of Congress. So President Trump is absolutely right in expanding the electoral map for 2024. Not only are all the polls, and I literally mean all the polls, showing him running away with this nationally, but even in deep blue states like Jersey and New York, he's within striking distance of taking Biden out, especially when you factor in the other third-party candidates like RFK Jr. and Cornel West. So obviously we'll be keeping a very close eye on how things develop throughout the year. But if this expanded electoral map and a Madison Square Garden rally are suggestive of what's really happening in our nation's politics, 2024 promises to be epic. But first, gang, as many of you know, we have unfortunately been completely and totally demonetized, which is putting our daily communication with one another at risk like never before. Now, we are actively working on getting this resolved, but as things stand, this channel has, without any warning, been totally and completely demonetized. And as Elon Musk said so powerfully last week, the whole point of these demonetization efforts is to deliberately try to make us patriots feel like we're all alone. They want to sever our relationship with each other and force on us a kind of digital solitary confinement so as to demoralize us and discourage us like never before. But to their horror, it's not working. Over this past week, you have carried this channel like never before. We've had more people than ever make the courageous decision to bypass big tech and join our Insiders Club. We have direct access to one another that can never be interrupted by big tech overlords. Over the last 7 days, we've seen literally thousands of you come to our rescue. And you've done it in 2 ways. You've signed up for our free newsletter, and you've officially joined our Insiders Club. Those 2 acts alone are enough for us to collectively stand together and never, ever have our relationship severed. So I'm inviting the rest of you to do the same today, just by clicking on that link below and signing up for our newsletter and joining our Insiders Club. You are guaranteeing that there is nothing that big tech can do to get between us and make us feel like we're in a digital solitary confinement. It's as simple as clicking on the link below right now and opting into our free email newsletter. And once you do that, you can financially support us by joining our Insiders Club. Gang, From the bottom of my heart, I cannot thank you enough for your support during a time like this. You are my heroes, and it will be my mission to express my appreciation for every single one of you each and every week.